Use the Design Area Layout program to define a sales area design. This is an optional plan overview or bird's eye layout of a POS sales area. The design can be used at POS when assigned to the area, to assign tables and start open chits. The tables in the layout can also be color-coded to reflect changes in their chit status as service progresses at the table. Start by selecting the sales area you wish to design a layout for. The list presented depends on your terminal's POS partition. Use the Design field to add a new design, or select an existing design to review or make edits to it. If adding a new design, enter a design code with a max of 5 characters, and give the design a description with a max of 35 characters. Areas can have multiple layouts created. In the Table Status tab, use the Active field to control whether or not this table status color scheme is in effect or not. Deselecting Active preserves the settings, but does not have them come into effect. The list of statuses are hard-coded in the system. The basis of what belongs to beverage or food depends on the classification setting assigned to either the sales items or sales categories. The basis upon which beverage or food changes status, i.e. entered versus sent, can be controlled in the Settings tab. Click on the table or text areas for each status to change the background and text colors to be used. Use the time limit fields, applicable only to statuses that involve an action, to optionally set a time limit, in minutes, that starts a timer for the status. When that time limit is reached, a border color is applied to the table to visually indicate that this table needs attention from the server. Use the border area for each status to change the border colors to be used. If the timer is left at blank or 0, no border color will be activated. In the Settings tab, the Reset Food Time Limit When Function Used field is used to select what function should trigger a reset of the food stage time limit. Click on the table and text areas to change the background and text colors of the table for when the function indicated above is used. Select this field to ignore the color settings for the other server status if your user ID or sales area settings are set to Show All Open Chits on Area Layout. This is useful for managers or supervisors that may not have any chits themselves, but can get a high-level view of an area and see all color-coded table statuses at a glance. Use these fields to change the default basis of status change for beverage and/or food classifications from when items are entered on the chit to when they are sent to the kitchen. Use this field to control the behavior of the timer each time additional beverage or food items are added to the chit. Use the Edit Layout button to open the design grid to start defining your table layout. Grid numbering starts in the upper left corner as row 0, column 0, and proceeds to the bottom right corner as row 23, column 85. Grid markers across the top of the screen and down the left side of the screen, in increments of 5, help organize the placement of objects. Use the Toggle Grid button to turn off the grid markers. Click anywhere on the screen to start defining a table, or use the Add a Table button. You can define an object size by left-clicking, then hold and drag on the empty grid to create an outline of an object of the desired size. Use the Add/Edit a Table window to define the settings for an object or a table. Use the Object Function field to define what kind of object you're creating. Here's an overview of each function. The settings available will be dependent on the object function selected. Choose the shape of your object. The object shape can be modified by stretching or resizing it on the grid. Complete the remaining settings as applicable to the object function selected. Enter a table number or unique identifier, and optionally enter the number of seats. However, this field can be left blank. Use the Text to Display field to enter any sort of label or optional text you wish to be shown on an object. This can be set to a max of 20 characters. Select the Sales Area or Area Layout to change to when this function is used. This section of the window will be disabled if you are using the Table Status feature in the main Design Area Layout screen. When enabled, this section allows you to choose the background and text colors of the object when occupied or empty. The Location and Size section allows you to specify the exact location and position of the object on the grid. The Picture field allows you to add a picture to display on the object. Use the Chit Info to Display on Table section to decide what type of chit info will be shown on the table. Once you have configured the object settings, select OK. Right-click on an object to examine its properties, rotate it, copy it, or delete it. To move an object, left-click in the center of an object, then hold and drag it to the correct location. You can resize the object by left-clicking on any outer side of the object, then holding and dragging until you are satisfied with the size of the object. Use the Info button to open the Design Area Layout screen without closing the layout grid. Use the Copy Layout button to copy the entire layout design and table status scheme to another sales area. The Print button allows you to print a copy of the layout. Once you are happy with the layout, select OK to save the layout. Use the Copy Table Status button to copy this design's table status settings to other sales area designs. Use the Reset Unoccupied button to reset the color coding used for unoccupied tables in the design to the individual table's color settings defined in the layout screen. You can also save the design area layout from this screen by selecting OK. Use the Save As button to save the design area layout to use for a new design code. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more how-to videos, and don't forget to subscribe.